Okay. Hello out there. We are back with another shortcut tutorial. We're going to tackle keyframes, then applying effects, color, and exporting. This was requested by a friend of mine. It's called Jingo. And this is a clip of my workstation. So I thought maybe I could just use this. The computer is quite slow. I'm using my laptop, actually the one you're seeing, because my computer can consume a lot of power. So as you can notice, the keyboard shortcuts. So if you're wondering what I'm placing, actually this clip right now, it is in the source, so I'm just going to place B such that it goes onto the timeline, the empty timeline. Still wanted to cut out to get something, just to have two clips on the timeline. It's not the best footage, but you have to bear with me. I shot it with my iPhone. Okay, now keyframes are used in animation. They've been used in animation for a long time, especially digital animation. So in order to use keyframes in ShotCut, you have to put an effect such that you use keyframes. If we go back here in keyframes, there is nothing, because nothing has been keyframed. Let's go in filters, then let's go in audio, and then let's go in gain, right? So you see the thing, it is written use keyframe for this parameter. So I want to keyframe the audio. So you see, the moment I press this, it takes me to the keyframe timeline. So that is my keyframe, that white thing that I've created there. So if we move in time here, and let me say we want to add a keyframe there, and probably at this point you want the voice to heighten, to be high, and this other point you want it to go down. So we keep creating keyframes. So these are already keyframes. Okay, so if we play, you hear the voice goes high and above and down. If we're working on the levels of this clip, actually this will be good for us, because if you look at the levels, somewhere here, there, here, so maybe this one we can move it up, or can do something like that. You can do this to any other effect, not just audio effect, but you can do it to any other effect. Maybe we can just take this slightly up. So we take this slightly up. So we are trying to do some audio balancing. Anyway, that's what keyframes are. You see that white thing? When you press your mouse, that white thing, it is actually for fading. Let me do this. Let's see. It is actually for fading. So if I want to fade, I just press it over that white thing, that little circle. Can also fade out. We go to filters in order to get effects. Some Jingo who requested me to do this tutorial asked me about color. Let's use this other clip. Let's add an effect. Brightness. However, it is too bright for us, so we want to go take the brightness down. Okay. Since we haven't added any time, the keyframe switch, the keyframe timeline is like empty. So if we add, yeah, it becomes active. Let me add something here. Let me just put it down like that, and let's just spray as it goes back. Let's just put it here, like there. As it goes back, it becomes even much more brighter somewhere there. So let's just add another keyframe here, and then cut it way down, and then as it goes there, it becomes a little bit more dark. So let's just add another keyframe here, just to bring it back. Maybe let's add two. This one helps keep this constant. Okay, you can actually switch off. You go here, up here. So we are working on the brightness. So you go here. So before, that's how it was. This is how it is. Okay, let's save. Remember, ShotCut can crash. So save. Control S, save. If any question, please post them down. So we've seen keyframes. So, and then we've also seen how to apply effects. In ShotCut, everything you add to the video, apart from cutting and stuff, it is considered as an effect. Remember, adding effects, you go to filters and you add. You just press that add thing, plus thing, then you add. When you go here, if you want to add a video effect, you go here. If you want to add an audio effect, you go here. And the favorites are also here. So if you don't like an effect, just delete it. Don't do undo or stuff like that. Just delete the effect and redo it again. That's a shortcut for you. I probably don't have an answer why it does that, but just does that. Remember, click on the clip and then add the effect. Size. So let's add a parameter. So just click this. I'm going to put a different value. So in order to put a different value, you can actually type in here. Let me just type in. So yeah, and then we have the keyframes here, and at that exact point, let me just move this back in the middle. So I'm also affecting the position. Okay. You can make it smooth. Let me just make it smooth. This one. So this is what happens. Zooms in. Kind of cool. It's not bad. Okay, let's save. So that's keyframe for you. ShotCut can work with color in the most remarkable, unique way. Now, I'm not going to go into color into details, but there are things you need to know when you want to work with color. But you need to know scopes. Scopes are very, very, very important. Scopes, the way they work in ShotCut is the same way they work in all other editing applications. So Jingo asked a question whether ShotCut can enhance color, and the answer is yes. In order to add scope, you go to view, then go to scopes, and then you see audio peak meter, the one that runs here, and then there are all other sorts of scopes. So let's just get one of these. So it appeared here. Somehow most times that's how it appears, but you can just expand it. Then you can maybe this one also. So all these things work differently. These ones measure the content of a particular RGB, red, green, or blue, in a given frame, like this one. So it is measuring is probably the red is clipping somewhere, and also the blue is kind of clipping, and then in the shadows we have maybe more blue and followed by red and then some green. So it is reading color. Now the histogram is reading exposure, the movement of light, and from this side you have your shadows, and then you this side you have your highlights, and then the average is the medium. We have this reads the saturation. It is very useful if you're going to send something to TV station. Make sure that your colors are within these boundaries. The moment your colors are out of these boundaries, it will not be good for broadcasting. Let me just put it on top of here. So I can just check like this. Okay. So we've piled everything here. This is a combination of all these combined together. Send levels here. Levels can almost work like contrast, but they like advanced. The gamma, let's just cut our gamma down. This, okay, bringing down, and then use slight increase. I think this is safe. So I think this is kind of safer. Before, after, save, deleting the contrast. I don't think I'll use it. So we can even change the color. Let's just increase this thing like this. If you have been to DaVinci, you are probably familiar with this. Maybe let me just add the shadows. Tend to just try to make them greenish and bluish. finish at the same time. And then we bring them to the dark side. Something like that. And before and after. Make sure when you're doing grading, you're doing on footage which is well lit. Otherwise, you're going to end up with a lot of grains. Please make sure the footage is well lit. Me here, I'm not concerned because this is just a demonstration, but make sure your footage is well lit. Okay, and please save. Here's my middle tones. Let me just add something opposite to what I've added. Not a lot. Okay, something like that. Not too light. Just on the dark side, such that I can have save. Okay. Copy the filters. It doesn't specify which filter. Remember, the more you put colors, effects, the harder it becomes at play. I think, let's see. Copy the filters. And when you go here and you click, and then you come here and say paste filters to bring all the filters from the other side. But I don't want this one, so you have to delete what you don't want. I don't want color and levels. Then here I want, here all these ones I want them to be there. So we've managed to change our clip. Ta-da! As you can see, our saturation is still not bad, but if it was bad, there are filters to work on that. So let's add saturation. If you know the effects name, you can just type it, saturation, and then you can make it like this. Actually, let's keyframe it, yes. And you see here, it has gone really, there's nothing because there are no colors, vector scope. So just push this. Let's just push this keyframe here in the beginning. There's no color. Then as it reaches somewhere here, just add a keyframe, and then we get some color. And then somewhere here, we still add another one like there. To around 100% there. So as the clip started playing, we didn't have color. Let's just put it somewhere here, and then let's add another one. Let's just keep the color not being there for quite some time. This is the beauty of keyframes, if you get to know. And let's just make it smooth. Smooth. open this one. Let's make it smooth. As it goes, it gains color, gains life. So when you want to export something, it's very simple. You just, if this is not here, you just click here, export. It will still bring the same window. And now, when you're exporting, you can export more than one format at a go, because ShotCut has something called the job, so it will keep putting the jobs here. If you have like different formats you are exporting, but for us we're going to just export one, and we're going to export H.264 because H.264 is quite the best way of exporting clips for YouTube. So you can choose one here, but then still to give you an upper hand to change the settings. And let's just use main profile. So you just click here and then you go here, advanced, and then there are other settings. But if you go to export settings and you know what to change, please change. But if you don't know anything, just keep it at default and then wait for the results. If the results don't give you what you want, then try to do some research and but here let me just change maybe 25. I don't know my original clip format, but let me just leave it there. It is progressive, which is good. That audio, it's going to be stereo, AAC. It looks good. Okay, and now if we feel these settings are good, and then the aspect ratio is 16 to the ratio of 9, which is fantastic. If you feel the settings are fine, you go here and then tell it where you want your project to go. I want it here. Let me just name it zoom, and then save. The drive you chose already has this one, Vegas free, so I do, yeah, yes. So the moment I say yes, it starts exporting. And you wait. I think it's not going to take a long time because it is a very short clip. But please do a lot of practice. Tell a friend, share this video with a friend. Experiment a lot. That's the best way of understanding this. There's a lot in these applications. Just shoot on your phone and start experimenting. For things like color, read a lot about scopes. Scopes are very, very interesting. Practice. And if you have any question, please don't hesitate to send me a comment down there, and subscribe, like this video, and share it with a friend. Thanks for watching, and our video actually has just finished.